Joining us now on the line from New York is Bernestein. She's head of the Center for Development and Enterprise. And the female voices have been found few on the channel this afternoon and throughout the day. So it's great to welcome another female voice. Let's get your thoughts on the passing of Madiba.
Well, I think that Nelson Mandela, in the remarkable role that he played in South Africa, demonstrated the power of individual leadership and the enormous impact that one person can have with the choices that they make as to how to play their role in society. I think he also, through his stature and dignity and wisdom, made racism seem like a really stupid idea that it is. And I think he played an enormous role in reducing racism in South Africa and in the world. And the third point I'd make is that in many respects, people need to reflect now on his legacy. And what he would want most is that people play a constructive contribution in building and consolidating democracy and a better quality of life for everybody in South Africa. And that has many implications, from how we build a more united society again, to not playing the race card, which is so contrary to everything he stood for, and to really building a South Africa for everybody, rich and poor, and rural and urban.
How are New Yorkers responding to the news? We're trying to get a sense of the momentum building across the globe.
Well, I think one shouldn't be ridiculous about this. Of course, the media are making a big deal about this, and people have noted the passing of a remarkable man and a global icon. But the world moves on. So I think that what's really important is how South Africans respond to this, much more important.
I think, though, Anne, it would be fair to say that he is a global icon. I don't think that the media is being ridiculous. I think that people are celebrating his life and the times of Nelson Mandela.
Of course, the papers are absolutely full of Mr. Mandela and the remarkable role he played in South Africa, and that's completely appropriate and right. But what I'm interested in really is the future of South Africa. And
so what I'm also interested in, considering you're one of the very few voices that we've had from the US, in how people are responding.
I don't live in America. I'm a South African.
We've got you on the line from New York, so it's just interesting to get a sense of how people are responding to the news. And I'm not trying to elevate the situation or make it any more dramatic than it actually is. So I take your point that we've got to focus on South Africa. Would you like to share some more views on that front?
I think people here are recognizing the enormous role he played and celebrating his remarkable and inspiring life. And that's really what's happening.
Thank you very much for that. Let's just move now to South Africa. As you said, that's what's important on your agenda. And we've spoken extensively on the desk today about a post-Madiba scenario and whether that one is a positive one for South Africa. There are doomsayers out there that say that we are going to be in for a tough time.
Well, I think one has to keep a balanced perspective on South Africa and its future. We have notched up real achievements in the last 20 years, and those need to be recognized, in some areas more than they are, from economic growth issues to service delivery to a real sense of dignity and inclusion for millions of people that has never happened before. On the other hand, I think the country is at a sort of perilous sort of period, and the decisions of leaders throughout the country, government and in the private sector and in civil society, on how we build on Mr. Mandela's legacy for all South Africans, and how we maintain a spirit of tolerance and non-racialism for the country, is going to be extremely important.